Pay attention to these two words, fly, fatai. You probably didn't understand what the second word is. Both these words have three sounds or phonemes, beginning with two consonants and ending with one vowel. But the second word, fatai, sounds strange, simply because the sequence ft is avoided in English at the beginning of the words. Why are certain phoneme sequences permitted while others avoided in the languages of the world? The answer to this question can be found in phonology, or the study of sound system of languages. Each phoneme contains some information that has to be robustly conveyed to the listener for them to be able to pick it up easily. My hypothesis is that if this information is obscured when this phoneme is adjacent to another phoneme, then this sequence is not an optimal one, and languages would preferably avoid it. This information can come from different sensory modalities, such as auditory, visual, and even tactile modality. Examples of auditory information can be loudness or pitch, and examples of visual information can be tongue shape and tongue movement. For tactile modality, we know that as we speak, each phoneme produces a specific type of airflow that when reaches the skin can be picked up and used by the listener to identify the phonemes. But in phonology, the focus has mostly been on auditory information only, ignoring the fact that languages are visual and tactile as well. The first step in my research is to identify the types of information that each phoneme contains that listeners can use to identify phonemes in the speech stream. And these would be from all three auditory, visual, and tactile modalities. In the image on the right, you can see the differences between L from fly and T from fatai. The upper one is for the le sound and the bottom one is for the te sound. And from left to right, we have auditory, airflow, and visual information. We see that the differences between these two sounds is not just auditory. There are airflow and visual differences as well, which will be used by the listener to identify each phoneme. After I obtained the multimodal information for each sound, I will look into to what extent this information is retained and not obscured when phonemes sit next to each other. This will be very important because we can understand which phoneme sequences are more perceptually optimal and which ones are not, and whether the perceptibility of not just auditory but also visual and tactile information coming from each phoneme in a sequence plays a significant role in which sequences are preferred by the languages of the world and which ones are not. Thank you.